Big thanks to Cardmarket for sponsoring today's video.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I have another OP-13 Sabo deck list for you. It's pretty similar to other deck lists that I've tried, but we are trying a brand new card that I think could fit very well into the deck and counter some of the meta cards that are coming out in OP-13. Let's jump straight into the deck list and we'll discuss this new card. So here is the deck list. Of course, if you don't know what OP-13 Sabo is, it's a 5 life, 5k dual colored leader. That basically, when you have an 8 cost character out and a Dawn on him, he gives plus 1000 to his leader and your all of your characters as well. Main part is not really, the first part is not relevant, right? The minus 1000. It's just for the first couple turns. Then we have Betty, Koala, and Stage as our dedicated searchers. We have Koala and Raise Max as reducers to combo with our 6 cost Sabo that then can KO 2 things on the board at the same time. Karasu as a finisher. You don't really need 4 of this. I just was in a weird spot with this deck right now. This should probably be cut down. Hack is just a great anti-aggro blocker that also becomes an 8 cost. Morley's a 2k that also becomes an 8 cost. And then Brook here is the new card that we're trying today. On paper, this card is great, right? Because I was looking for a card. I was struggling against Ace specifically. And I was looking for a card that could get around the on KO effect of PRB to Marco. If you don't know what PRB02 Marco is, it's right here. It's a 4 cost 6k blocker that on KO draws 2 cards. And this is incredibly powerful. First of all, it's just an insane card. But in Ace, it's even more powerful because Ace's leader effect says that whenever something with 6000 base power or more gets KO'd, you draw a card. So this is on KO, draw 3 cards, basically. And I wanted a way to get around this because they kept getting more resources than you can kind of keep up with, right? And that made me want to go look for cards that went around on KO effect. And my first logical thing was, right, it was Ben Beckman. Trash up to one of your opponent's character with a power of 6000 or less. The problem with this, it's a 7 cost body, right? So you can ever only play this and like nothing else. Whereas your game plan in general is to play like Dragon, right? So I was hoping to find a 6 cost character that would have a similar effect, that you can trash a card like without KOing it. And then I found this Brook. And this Brook is a 6 cost, so he fills up that category. He's unfortunately a 6k and a brick, which is shitty fucking stat line. But his effect is put up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 4 or less into their trash. So he trashes instead of KOing. Perfect. And then he also has this secondary effect. Your opponent puts 3 cards from their trash to the bottom of their deck in any order. And that could be really good into the mirror. Unless, of course, they manage to fill up their trash really well. Maybe they find a lot of their trash searchers, or maybe they even play blocker Ivankov. You know, if they fill up their trash a lot, then just don't use that effect, right? But if they are kind of lacking and they play like dragons and they're like just sitting at like perfect cards, like 3 cards in trash that they can send back, boom, drop a Brook on them, and all of a sudden they can't do a dragon play next turn. So should be really good in the mirror, but specifically right now to deal with that blocker Marco. There was also a card revealed like yesterday night, which is a Hiyori, which is a 4 cost yellow blocker that says whenever it's KO'd, you heal 1. So that's an insane blocker, right? Because first you block an attack, and then you also block 1 extra attack with your life, right? You heal 1. Which is just insane, especially in yellow that has access to so many triggers. So being able to KO that, trash that without KOing it is going to be super powerful. That's obviously not on the sim yet, but when it does eventually get to OP-13, this is just even better, right? This card is just insane. So we're running it at 3 today, probably running it at 2 in a normal build, but we want to make sure we see it today for this video, right? So we're running it at 3 currently. Let's jump into some games and see how it can perform. All right, so we found a mirror here. This hand is kind of mid, but we are starting with a max, and he chose to go first. Interesting. This is like so close to being good, but I'm gonna mulligan. I really want to find stage, and this is gonna help us find stage a lot. So we'll go here. There's the stage, perfect. You always want to play the stage before anything else, because the earlier you get it out, the more value. I'll take a koala here because I'm kind of lacking things to fill up trash, but this is fine the way it is. I would assume that this is some sort of aggro build here. We do not need 3 raise max. We'll pitch that. And there's a dragon. That's really good. We'll go for a Betty Searcher. I'll grab Sabo here, I feel. There's a Brook in the trash setup. Perfect. I'm going to just swing 4 here, I think. And we're going to set up double max. Let's just do Sabo next turn, which would be really powerful. We're just always taking both these early hits here. Yeah, that's not gonna stick, mate. Okay, so we will pitch something with stage here. It's probably gonna be the hack. We'll grab a second dragon. And then we are gonna start by swinging 5 face. Sucks a little bit that we don't have the secret rare Sabo here. It's really what you want to get out on this turn, right? But we are going to minus 3k here and just play out our Sabo to pop that, giving him literally no value off of it. So even if we don't get like leader effect things here, we're still in a good spot. And as you can see, he hasn't filled up his trash at all. So he's going to struggle to do a dragon next turn. There's a Brook as well. This is a 8k. So we could do raise max koala and pop this too. Since we did draw into another Sabo here. Our other option is to do... could do a... Could do Brook, but he just has the 1 card in trash, right? So I don't really want to do that. You know what? Let's start by swinging 7. See where he's at. Because he's going to want to counter so that he can fill up his trash a little bit here. I think I really need this Dawn. I don't want to slap it on the leader. Because I want to do Dragon. But now we at least got that card out of here. I'm going to pitch the Sabo. No, I'm going to pitch the Brook here. Grab some more counter. And then I'm thinking I just go... Yeah, I'm just going to go Dragon. And we'll return these guys. And we'll just play out the Brook. This is probably not the correct play. But because it is the Brook video, we're going to do it. And now we're fully limiting him from actually playing out Dragon here on his 9 Dawn turn. Which he probably would have anyways, right? Like, we would have to... Like, if we swing, he would have to put 2 cards in there already. Because he's missing stage, right? So he's already in a bad position. He gets rid of our race max. That's fine. Like, not very nice, but it's fine. We'll take this 9. Don't want to go too low in life, but right now we're still in a decent position. This is 8 and this is 9. That is very big. Funnily enough, if we had a race max still on board, we could have actually KO'd both of these with a round table Sabo play. Just a little bit sucky. I think about this turn here now. We do have the possibility to go for the dragon play, but the thing is we still haven't hit this 6 cost, which is like why we're kind of not winning this game right now. even though we have access to Dragon and he has not been able to play Dragon. We're going to start by slapping a Dawn on here. And then I do believe that the correct play is to just minus this, because it should not get to stick. Question is how I want to do it. And I think I'm going to round table it. Then just hit it with this. I'm going to use stage here to get rid of this Brook. There's finally the secret Sabo. So let's grab that. Then we can start hitting face here a little bit. Let's start with the... We also drop a Karasu here, actually. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's do that. Allows me to kind of push really hard next turn. Yeah, he takes the free block. I think that makes sense. Hit him with a 7 again. Takes. Hit him with an 8. Counters. Kind of want to go 10 into this, but I don't think that's correct. The question is, do we even have enough counter to live here if he decides to just push swing twice? I don't think we do. Let's see. He has 10 Dawn. Slaps 1 on here. I think it depends on what kind of finishing move he has here, but I am gonna take the risk and swing into this, I think. Just hope that it connects. It did not. Okay, well, this is a risk we had to take. Because I think we lose here either way, right? Even though we're a 6k leader. Maybe not. I mean, it depends on if he has some sort of finisher. He did just pitch a Karasu. Karasu here wouldn't actually be valuable though, since he only has 2 swings. What is gonna be a problem here is a rusher of some kind, I think. Or we might just also lose to just attaching, right? Let's say he puts like 6 on here, right? 6 on here. That makes that a 12k. Oh, you should slap. Yep. Damn, he almost forgot to put us down on leader first. Seems like that's exactly what he's doing. It's gonna be 12 and 12, I think. Right? Because 5 more down, it's 6, so that's 11, 12. So it's 12 and 12. So I'll take this first hit no matter what here. It's a brick. I think that's just lost us the game. No, we have just enough. How nice. And he just concedes. Well, that was lucky. Lucky and lucky. We did have the math. I should have counted before swinging anyway, like anyhow. But we did have just enough there. That's nice. He was fully bricked, so that explains things. Well, we did prevent him from going Dragon, which was cool with the Brook, right? But didn't really do much more in that specific matchup because he wasn't really filling up his trash well anyways. But if he was able to fill up his trash a little bit better, then that Brook would have been super annoying for him. All right, GG. All right, we found our ace here. We're going to go second. Ooh, we're going to keep this hand. Sage is just too good. Hopefully we can find the 6 cost a little bit earlier here, because I was really disappointed in how I just didn't have leader effects, like, ever. Let's start with a Betty Searcher. There is the 6 cost. I think we're just going to grab that off the bat here. And now we're just digging for, like, let's grab Koala, I think, right? Like, yeah, I mean, it has to be. We're just digging for, like, dragons now, right? Ew. No, I don't think I take this. Yeah, because I would take both my... Yeah, I do take this. Nice, okay. I was thinking if I was just like not gonna take any of those hits, but I think it's fine like this. Start with a Koala search actually. Grab 2k. Oh my god, Koala can't grab Koala. Fucking ass. Let's do second Koala here. We'll just grab Max, right? Would like to leave 1 Dawn on this. Let's do Betty. Guess we'll grab a 2k, right? Kind of need the defensive power right now. And then shit, I was gonna do race max, but now I kind of want to attach a Dawn instead. Let's grab Sabo here. Like, my thing, is it worth for me to swing here even? Or is it just better to establish the race max? I don't think so. I think we're just gonna swing. Oh, right, we don't have an 8 cost in play. Let's go for a swing here. I don't necessarily need to do that because it's always nice to have fodder for, like, if I want to drop this, that I can just also pop one of those. He takes the hit as well, which makes him draw an additional card. Super annoying. I'll pass. Still in a decent spot here, I'd say. A little sucky that we haven't found our Brook, or like we have found them, but we just bottom deck like all of them. And he's gonna draw into a Marco. And I have to counter here. Have to. I want to counter there. Let's pitch the max. I think it's a little bit too slow right now. I'm gonna grab the Betty just for counter, honestly. And we'll get this out. We'll give it +2 and slap it on here, making us a 6k leader. At least a little bit harder for him to connect with us. Yeah, I think it's bad. I think we're kind of fucked here because he's just drawn into a Marco blocker, which he's just gonna play. Never mind, he's gonna Flame Emperor us. That is not good because we lose our +1k boost. I think I'm just gonna take the double attack, honestly. Okay, looking real bad right now. But at least we are able to just go Dragon Sabo here, which I would assume would be the best optimal play here. I'm gonna pitch this Sabo as well. I was gonna say in hopes for some counter power, which is exactly what I got, so that's really nice. And then we're just gonna Dragon. We'll bottom deck some 2Ks, and we'll bring out the blocker Sabo. We'll play it over Koala. And we'll use the effect to slap it on here, which means this 7k can go at ace, I guess. All right, and then I'll pass here. And we should definitely, we have enough counter to live here. It's not anything, no talks about it. I think I block in 2k here, because then block in 2k and then 1k is this. Because otherwise I would 2k and then have the free swing here, but he wouldn't swing with this then, which would be bad for us. Because we want to swing into it, right? I'll pitch the cross here, I reckon. Okay, we'll start by pitching that shit. We do not need that. Wow, what a surge. Triple Morley. Okay, so we have like everything. Like he still hasn't played his Marco, which is super nice for us because we haven't found our Brook. But I think we can afford to just go Dragon. We can afford to just go Dragon into Secret Sabo, right? So we could play this Koala to like minus here and play like the other Sabo and pop it. But I think I'm better off just swinging into this, right? Especially because he's an 8k leader right now. I think that's just what we're going to do. We're going to go... Actually, let's play a Betty first. See what our options are. Another Dragon, another Hack, or a 2k, or Sabo. I think it's just a 2k here. I think I live one more turn, and then I unfortunately have to try and kill him next turn. So let's just grab a 2k just for the survivability of that. And then it's gonna be dragon. Bottom deck, a 2K, a Karasu, and a Searcher, I guess. And we'll bring out the secret rare. We'll use the secret rare. Use this secret rare as well. Now we can swing 8 into this. And that should connect. Nice. And then I guess we'll just swing 10 at his lead as well. He'll probably leader effect and 1K here. Pitches DeMarco and a 1K. Okay. And I don't know if I have to leave this standing, honestly. Probably don't, right? I mean, it's a... No, I leave it standing because otherwise he just pivots board and then I'm fucked. He can have my 1 dragon if he really wants to. Yeah, 10 cost Newgate. Okay, so he's not going to go for anything here. Which makes sense because I was so defensive. But still gonna go face with that. I think I just take this hit. The question really becomes, can I kill him next turn? Because if I counter out here, this is 12k. Can I block and counter that? I can, but I would have to rip my entire hand. And then I have 1 life. I could definitely live 1 more turn. The thing is, if I take it, I kind of give up to Roger next turn, right? So I think I just have to counter here. I could wait. I could block and counter. Wait, I could block and counter. And now if he wants to swing board, I can still counter that as well. I kill my koala, which is annoying. Okay, question is, do I kill him here or what do I do? What is the plan here? If I pivot into this, I think I trash this race max either way. And I guess I'll grab Sabo. No, I grab hack, right? Sabo or hack? Let's go for hack, I think. It's a hard decision, man. Let's go hack. And so I have 2 options now, right? One is push at his face, which I could because I have big numbers. The second option is to go into this and try, like, use koala to go into this and then swing into this a bunch. And then that would leave him with ace and Newgate and squad. And then we might lose to like Rusher. I think we try to go for it here. And we'll do this because we have rested dawn activations anyways, right? And then we'll start with a, wait, let's see, 9, 9, 10, 10, 12, 9, 10, 11, 11. I think we start with a 9 either way, right? Which means we're going to start with the dragon swing. We kind of see where he's at here. He takes the 9, okay. He draws a card, that's fine. I think we go into a 10 then. He'll probably use leader effects and a 2k, 1k. I feel like he's kind of bricked. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I feel like he's kind of bricked. And he's just drawn his card for turn, like with lead, so he's not drawing any more cards. If he had a blocker Marco out now, I'd be in so much trouble. But since he doesn't, we're actually in a good spot to take this game here. Wonder where he's at here in his head. Okay, no leader effect. Instead, 2k, 2k, 1k. So he can only be so bricked. I kind of want to hit him with a 9 again. Let's hit him with a 9. Wait, every attack here has to connect. Hmm. 10. No, wait, 10, 10. 10, 10, 11. Yeah, let's hit him with a 10. I think it's too risky to not go for 10 here. The thing is, he hasn't used leader ability, right? Which is terrifying. That connects at least, so that's something. He concedes. He's bricked. Let's go. Let's go! Oh, that was kind of a scrappy game, dude. We didn't get to use Brook, which is obviously shitty as fuck. But he didn't play Marco either, so even if we had the Brook, it wouldn't have mattered. It was off the top. Crazy. All right, we're up against an ace here. I'm going to keep this hand mainly because it has stage and Brook. Going first, which is really fucking cringe. Also, I don't want to grab Dragon already here. But I will, because I will not bottom deck 2 of them. If there was just the one Dragon, I'd take something else. But I cannot really afford bottom decking 2 dragons here. Start by pitching the stage. I think I grab Max here. We'll hit him for 6. He'll take. Draw a card. We'll play Max. We need to find searchers here. Like, the thing is, I skipped out on the Bello Betty on my stage search, which is really rough. But I think it's still the best position I can be in. Wow, we saw every Brook this game? That's kind of crazy. Actually, too many Brooks, bro. Get out of here. So I have the option of making myself like a plus 1k leader here. But I think we're just going to set up another race max here. Could also set up a Karasu. The thing is, like, I don't want to swing too big because I don't want him to block with the Marco, because I want to play my Brook next turn and get rid of it instead. Let's see, we're 4k, so 5, 6, 7, 8. He might just counter, though, out of that. You know what? Let's just... Do I want to establish the Karasu? Like, that's my thing. That doesn't really do anything for me. Nah, fuck it. Let's swing like this, in hopes that it's gonna make him more likely to counter. Because this is just 8. This is just 7. Yeah, he'll definitely just use leader effect here. But if I slap one more Dawn on there, he's more likely to block. We don't want him to block right now. Nice. Just like planned. And the next turn we can Brook, pop his Marco. This law is so fucking cool, man. It's pissing me off. Alright. So, normally here you would want to play the Secret Rare Sabo, right? Actually, maybe I still do. Like, the Marco is a problem, but it can wait until next turn because I have it in trash. Yeah, I probably should just play Marco here. Sorry, Sabo. Which means I trash this Sabo. And I do have enough for this Betty. Yeah, let's do it like this. should counter that too. He should not be blocking yet still. Yep, nice. Play down the Betty in hopes to find either another dragon or I guess 2k. I guess, I don't know. And then we'll pass there. That is nice though. That is nice. That's a nice card. I could just block in 2k here, right? And then if he swings with this into it, then he swings 7 into 6 and we'll just 2k that too. I think it's a misplay here to swing with a leader first. Unless he wanted me to do exactly this. Alright, well, at least now we have some options here. We could get rid of the Marco. I think we're just gonna get rid of the Marco, honestly. This is the Brook video after all. So let's start by pitching this Karasu here. For a Koala. Let's play down the Koala. Find another 2k. No, I'll grab a Betty. Thing is, I can grab Betty, right? And then I can try to find a second dragon for next turn. And we'll play out dragon over this. We will bottom deck 2ks. We will play out Brook. And then Brook will send a 4 cost or less to the trash, which will trigger none of your leader effects or his KO effects. Now that is a sweet, sweet turn. We'll swing 7 into his law. I could have like popped this with Sabo actually. That would have been disgusting. I think I'm gonna keep my raise maxes because I can do that next turn still. I was thinking of like raise max on here and then swing into it. Did he use leader effects? I don't think so. No, he just 2k'd. Okay. Do I want to get rid of this? I think I do. Yeah, let's just do it like this. And we'll pass. But look how he's already like getting low on cards because we just dealt with this Marco. If he didn't get that, he would have had fucking twice as many cards in hand right now. Which is a crazy thing to say, but it is the truth. Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Oh, right, he pops my raise max. Okay, so then it was worth doing it like I did. I could counter here, but I don't think it's going to be worth it, especially because he can still just swing into it again. Another Marco here is really good for us because we can, again, just get rid of that shit. We have the second Brook. Hopefully we can find a dragon at some point here. We're going to try to dig for that dragon. With Betty first. Which will grab a Koala 2k. And with this Koala. There's the dragon. Perfect. Because he got our Sabo here, we don't actually have for leader effect. So maybe it's not Dragon Brook here. Maybe it's just Brook. Is that worth it? Nah, let's do Dragon Brook. Bottom decking a 2k, a Searcher, and I guess another. Brook comes out over the Battle Betty. And we will trash his Marco. Sweet! What a fucking turn, mate. And then we'll trash... We will trash the Brook now because I doubt we'll need another one. And we'll just grab another 2k. And I don't think I'm even gonna swing with anything. Yeah, there's an argument to swing with the dragon, I guess. But not that deep. He becomes an 8k leader now because of this. No, he doesn't, because he didn't take a life. No, he just played a thing, or he hasn't decided yet. Also, I think it's. I heard somebody say there's a bug on the sim with playing this card because he takes a life and then this event triggers. Wait, did he? He did not take a life. Oh, he can't take a life because of this. Okay, this is a lot of cheating going on here. I feel. No, he. Okay, so he didn't get plus 2k. Okay, so everything's fine. Everything's fine. The reason we're just taking this is because we're gonna have to kill him next turn, anyways. Well, we did draw into this now. But I think we're just gonna go for it, right? He has 2 active Dawn, which is super sucky. Wish I had access to Hody in this deck. But because he has 2 Dawn up, we have 5 swings, right? So it's always worth just playing double Karasu here. We are kind of falling into the trap that is plus 4k event here, but I think we're fine. Even if he has 2 here, maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't have played double Karasu. Like, it gives us technical value, but it doesn't actually give us value here. Also, he doubled 2k there. That's kind of nasty. If this 2 is like actual events, we're just fucked. Oh, he has access to ESO as well. That's so nice. Yeah, this is the counter event. So now we just lose, right? Yeah, because we don't have any blockers whatsoever. I'll see if I can find some counter here. Let's see if I can do something with that. But let's swing 7 here again. I think I shouldn't have played double Karasu. I think the number, like, technically it gives me a boost in numbers, but because of the way things work here, it's just not worth it. I mean, I just don't have enough to live here either way. There's nothing I can do. Fuck me, dude. But at least we got to show off how strong Brook is against the Marco blocker. We kept this guy's hand low the entire game. He just happens to have fucking 2Ks and the counter event. And I don't know. I feel like we played pretty poorly in general that game. But the Brooks were really nice. And then double Karasu there when pushing for lethal was obviously a misplay. That was bad math on my end. Well, GG's, I guess. Alright, that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and also turn on that notifications bell right next to the subscribe button to be notified whenever I post videos or when I go live. In conclusion of this video, I want to say that Brook is not it. Maybe not. Hopefully, we could get some sort of Rev Army tag response in this set, right? Because Marco is a problem, and it deals very nicely with Marco, but the problem is that it's not Rev Army, right? So it's not searchable, so you end up just bottom decking it all the time. And I think running 4 copies of it is not going to be the answer because it is a brick, and it's still non-Rev Armo tag. So it's very, very iffy on the way it works within the deck. I think you're better off just running as like a control version, right? Because Brook really does nothing except against like cards with on KO effects. And it didn't work really as well against Sabo as I had thought. So not really helping in the mirror with that secondary effect like I had hoped. But it is a card at least. It is a card. It's some sort of answer to Marco, right? We'll see if it's gonna be the answer or if it's gonna get just swapped out for like a 6-cost dragon or something in the future. I'm probably not gonna run it. It did not feel as good as I hoped it would, but it is a card at least. So yeah, like I said, like the video, subscribe as well, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.